Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be making handkerchiefs for my nephew. My sister asked me to make them for him because he also has an autoimmune disease and he is in a much worse condition than I am, and he's very susceptible to colds and his nose runs constantly. So she picked up these fabric squares. I think you could get them in Walmart. They're most of them are 100% cotton, but you really have to look. If you're using them for hankies, or kerchiefs as she calls them and he calls them, if you're gonna use them for that purpose, I highly recommend the cotton. She says that anything with like polyester or any of those other things, it kind of just smears the stuff that comes out of his nose, and it makes a giant mess. So these absorb a lot better, and of course they're easy to wash in the wash machine. So basically they're just a fabric square, and she wants me to like sew in all the edges, because they do unravel. If you just use them as the square, they will unravel like in your wash machine and stuff. So she has me sewing the edges, around the edges. I've done quite a few of them already. So here's the back where I've sewn the edges, and I folded it under twice. She asked me to do it twice, but here's the front. And he's really into Disney. He's really into like dinosaurs and Harry Potter and all those good things that young people are into. So I'm going to take the sticker off, throw that away. There's also a little piece of cardboard in here, which I've been throwing away. I could keep it, I suppose, and recycle it, but actually I'm going to do that. I could use that for a grocery list. So I'll put the other one aside. So that's how big they come. So this one's not too bad. Usually this is the selvage edge, and this is the edge that really comes unraveled. So I will probably sew that first. Turn on my sewing machine, get that a little warmed up. Okay, so all I do is start on one side, turn it over, maybe 1/4 of an inch, and then turn it over again, and I'm pinning it. Oops, and that one's really bent. We're gonna throw that away. I do run into my pins occasionally with my sewing machine, and if you hit them just right, they bend really bad, or put like a catch on them, and then they snag your fabrics. So obviously I didn't see that one and I missed it. I was putting it back in here. So all I'm doing is just slowly going just this one side. I'm going to pin it, and then I'll sew it. I'm not going to go around the whole thing. Just going to do the one edge, see how it looks. I believe at the same time my sister bought these fabrics. She bought a beautiful blue thread that she thought would look best with all of these. And it looks really nice with most of them that I've done so far. And this fabric right here just happens to be frozen with Olaf, I think she said his name was. So it's a little different blue that's on here, but it's still a shade of blue. So it should look fine. And I have done in the past, well, just the past couple days since she's been down here visiting my parents, I sewed one that was frozen, but I already gave it to her, so I can't show you that one. So he was running out. He only had 2, so she had to, he basically uses, I think, 2 a day, and it's hard for her to keep up washing and doing, so she brought a bunch of fabric over to me, and I told her, sure, I can do that, you know, sew these for her, help him out some, help her out so she doesn't have so much laundry. Because it's not bad doing laundry, but it's hard when you only have just a couple small items like that. It uses a lot of water and soap for just a couple things, so anything I can do to help out, I don't mind at all. And you know, they're not perfect by any means. They're probably not even completely rectangular anymore, but at least it'll give them something to use. So I'm just sticking it in. And the first 2 edges, I do the opposite sides. They're not too bad to sew, but once you get into that 3rd and that 4th side, the corners are really difficult. They're very thick, and it's hard to get them started and ended. Oh, see, I just ran over my pin. Okay, we'll try this again. Back it up to make a knot. I'm not really sure on the logistics of how that works, but it does actually keep the fabrics held in place when you reverse it like that and then stitch over it. So just taking my time, getting to each little pin, taking it out, sewing a little bit. So in something like this, you want to go relatively slow. And I don't sew a straight line. I tried my hardest. Even when I go this slow, it's a lot better. But I have a hard time with that. So I go super slow with something that I wanna have like special care with. Especially since it's, you know, a gift for someone. I go slower. But I know some ladies out there can sew really well, really fast, but that's not me. Sorry, I think a loud truck just went by. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but it was very loud for me. They're adding on to this community that my husband and I live in, and so there's all kinds of different trucks and houses they're bringing in, the modular homes. Okay, so I'm at the end. Back it up over those stitches. Okay. Trim that off. Trim this one off, and then I'll, whoops, show you guys. That's what it looks like on the finished side. And this is what it looks like on the back side. And this is the color. Hopefully you can see it. But it's just it's a really cute blue. Put that back in there. Okay. So what I've been doing Since this is the side I just sewed, I'll work on the other side, get that pinned up and sewn, and then when I get to the third side, I'll show it to you again. Okay, I put a couple pins in, but I wanted to show you the corner, how thick it is. It's extremely difficult for the sewing machines to sew through all that material. My machine has been doing all right with it, but I don't think it likes it very much, because it does give me some trouble. So sometimes I have to do a few stitches by hand, you know, just turning it and forcing it to sew. Because my machine is not a big commercial thing or anything, it's just a home use one, and I've had it for quite a few years. But it does its job, fulfills the purpose that I need it for, so. And I'm taking a break, I guess, from the project that I have going on as a gift for my husband and myself for the bedroom, so. But I am still working on that project that I showed you a sneak peek of, and it does involve my sewing machine. So hopefully I can get far enough along on the project that I can at least do a part 1 with it. That would be nice. Be nice for you guys to see, because I am excited about it. It's turning out way better than I thought it would, which is awesome. All right, I'm gonna attempt to sew the third side. Try not to stab myself. There we go. So here's the third side back, the third side front. One more side to go. Okay, this is the finished product. And I've just been folding them up. Popping them on the pile. That one's larger than the other ones. Okay. All right, well, thank you everyone for watching me, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.